Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Let's Play Jurassic Park Trespasser, where, look, the button I didn't press. One of these days will... There we go. That will now have opened the gate into
Looks like 7.
Henry Wu's house. I say open, it'll unlock it anyway. We'll still have to push it open ourselves, of course, but, you know. Interesting. I don't think I've ever noticed this little bit back here before, but there's nothing in there, so... Right. Now we just need to head back. There is one building here I didn't go into. It's mostly because I don't think there's anything actually in there, if memory serves, in this tower here. It looks big and important, but it's really not. As you can see, there's really nothing here at all. I have to admit, I'm not going to explore every building in this entire place because there's rarely anything of particularly huge interest to find, and there's a lot of buildings, so usually just a random gun or two, something like that. There is a statue, though. Edgar Rice Burroughs, there you go. I was expecting either Hammond or Anne to say something as we walked up to this, but I guess not. Ah, and the Rue de Jules Verne. Pretty sure that's supposed to be Jules Verne, but typo, small typo there on the sign. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's a typo there on the sign. That's supposed to say Jules Verne. Yeah. Anyway. Emblematic of this entire bloody game, I suppose, in some ways. But anyway, here's Wu's house. Behind this stonking great concrete wall here. The only person other than Hammond who gets one, actually.
Henry Wu was an only child from Ohio, a prodigy. He gained early attention for his undergraduate thesis at MIT.
Now, Henry Wu, you will remember, is the gentleman working in the lab in the first Jurassic Park movie. It's a big, stonking great computer. Man, I remember when computers used to be cream-coloured and come in that size.
Looks like 7.
In fact, the PC I originally played this game on looked a bit like that. More videotapes. I believe these are exactly the same as the ones we found in that other building, actually, as well. Buried. Yeah. Zombie Love and the other one. We can see through the kitchen counters there. That's perfectly normal, right? That's totally normal. Ah, and here we go. The red keycard to Hammond's house. Now, I can't remember if is there anything in here. We try and get this open. No. Just some wonky doors for the sake of having some wonky doors. I can't remember if you can open any of this stuff as well, actually. So I'm just going to leave the keycard there and explore a bit first. Here's the garage. Is there anything that can be done with this? Yeah, we can actually push it open. Ugh. To an extent. Anyway. The bathroom. And another gun.
6 left.
One of these lovely little things. We don't really have the room to carry it, though, unfortunately. And a pool, which is also looking a bit grungy, to say the least. However, there is a funny little sign here. Welcome to my ool. Notice there is no pee in it. Please take a shower before climbing. Before the texture is too low resolution for me to really read it properly. Well, there it is. If those of you at home could read that gibberish, more power to you, but I can't make head or tail of it. Now then, let's grab the keycard and skedaddle across the road. Always a little bit wary of trying to push doors open with the keycard in hand, because if this thing like drops and then clips out of the universe, then we're in trouble. Like, serious trouble. So, I have to confess, actually, I've never tried just stacking a load of boxes and trying to climb over one of these walls. I don't know if it can realistically be done. The physics system for this game is funny, really, because originally when they planned to make this game, they wanted to have a lot more puzzles in it involving stacking objects, because that's just naturally what people tend to do when they're playing anything involving a physics system. They tend to stack stuff. And there are a few occasional puzzles in the game that still involve stacking things, but they quickly realized that their physics system was just not up to the job. You know, like, it has no real sense of friction. You know, objects are constantly sliding all over each other, and it's an absolute nightmare. So most of the puzzles in the game that involved stacking boxes and things were removed, and the ones which involved knocking things over remained in the game. And to make up for the lack of stacking puzzles, they just basically added more combat to the game. They just stuck more raptors here and there, and more guns.
When I came to London, I had neither fortune, nor education, nor connections. Nothing.
I think you can knock these over. Oh, God. Yeah, they kind of explode when you touch them, apparently. That up there is a hint for where we need to go. Also, while we're in this garden, there's something out here we need to grab. This is a bit of the game which got me stuck for a long time. But this white keycard here, this is vital to progression with the game. It is hidden out there in the garden, with, if I recall, no indication as to why it would be there. It's just behind a rock in the garden. And you won't progress in the game until you randomly happen to find it there. But anyway, this is Hammond's place. Again, seen better days. I didn't want to talk over that bit of music outside too much if I could help it, because it was quite nice. Well, the music in this game originally composed for this game as well. It sounds very similar to some of the John Williams stuff from the Jurassic Park movies, but it's actually not. Funny reason for that, really, essentially, is because when they, even though DreamWorks Interactive kind of, was involved, DreamWorks was involved with the Jurassic Park films and stuff like that, the studio still had to pay to get the Jurassic Park license, and they had to pay for different elements of it too. If they wanted access to the sounds as well, they had to pay extra, and they basically couldn't afford it. Which means that not only is there no, the Jurassic Park theme tune itself is not in this game, but additionally, that's why all the dinosaurs don't sound like they do in the films either. You may have noticed that up to this point, but the Velociraptors and the T-Rex and stuff don't have their distinctive sounds that they do from the movies in this game. They have different sounds entirely instead, and the reason for that is because they basically just couldn't afford to actually get the sounds from the films. This is a not-so-secret-looking bookshelf here. which just spins forever, basically. Like, there's no limit to it. We can just spin it around and around and around, and it'll keep going. But inside...
Compartment. Ooh, ah.
Some of my personal papers have been transferred to diskette.
Yes.
Full clip.
I'm going to leave this AK here for now and proceed with the disc and the little floppy there and the key card. I don't know if we can climb under here. Can we? No, there's an invisible wall. Oh, no. I went and did it, didn't I? No, there it is. Thank goodness. Oh, whew. Oh, you know what? I'm going to save the game right now. I'm going to save the game right now. Because that was scary there for a second. Whew. All right. I don't think there's really anything in here either. Just another gigantic fireplace. Alright, now I need to get up here. And as you can see, the boxes are pretty much already stacked for us. However, I'm gonna activate the physics for them before we jump on them. There we go. Right. As you can see, it's even difficult trying to just get on top of the boxes and climb up them because this keeps happening. The developers kind of pretty quickly found out that even though this was part of the original plan, it simply was not going to work because it was just too frustrating. And part of the reason a lot of people became frustrated with this game is because they ran into stuff like this, and also they attempted to get around a lot of stuff by stacking stuff. Like it's fascinating, really, because one of the things they did discover in the testing is that people instinctively want to stack things to solve problems when presented with the physics engine. It's less obvious to people to knock things over rather than to stack things up. But as you can see, this is why it doesn't bloody... It doesn't really work in this game. Come on, Ant. Come on. Please. For the... Oh, thank goodness. Right. There we go. We made it. Go ahead and save again, I think. Right. We're upstairs. The Big Dipper. InGen astronomy poster. Other stuff around here. The big bathroom, although it appears to have only a toilet in it and a sink and nothing else. And this place above the kitchen. And a humongous bed. I mean, it's floating, above the floor, but even so. Like, it's huge, and so is this frickin' side table. Like, my goodness. Like, Anne's head is practically level with it. It's ridiculous. And, a unique gun.
6 rounds. Ladies model.
Yes. This little bastard is one of the best guns of the game. It does loads of damage. Although, obviously, it only has 6 shots. I'm going to take it with us because it's just unique and fun. But right now, I need the keycard. Another bathroom without any kind of shower or bathtub in it. Did they take it with them when they left? It's very confusing, honestly, but anyway. There's the bit for the keycard we need to access. And another empty room here. Funny thing, actually, when I first played this game, I did not find the white keycard. I did not. And I only managed to progress with the game because I actually managed to glitch through this door. I actually managed to...
I leaned against the wall, my whole body shook.
Thanks for that, Hammond. I actually managed to glitch through this door. I wonder if it can be done again, honestly. As I originally did back in the day, because I just never found the keycard. There is nothing to indicate it's in the garden. There's no hint or anything. It's just can't remember how I did it, honestly. I think I just sort of rubbed up against the wall enough that I was able to just sort of get through. Eventually after... here we go. If we...
Now
Boosh.
we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, we are. That little bit of wall there, you can sort of jump through. Although I don't think it's a one-way trip, because obviously I managed to get out again the first time I did this, but again, I don't know quite how I managed it, honestly. There we go, like that. There we go. Anne can walk through walls, everybody. She has a superpower. Let's do it properly, though. There we go. Right, then. Purple keycard. We're going to need that to get out of the town.
I dropped the mug, it shattered. I let it lie there. We would be leaving soon.
There you go. A little bit of extra dialogue there. Doesn't have anything to say about the old telephone there, but hey. Now then. Here's the keycard. This is what we need.
She would not answer me at first. I asked her again.
A diary. This is really old. 1951.
I'm waiting for it to play some more, but I don't think it will until I press the button. This is happening because we have this floppy. I don't know how you... I think we just have to be holding it, honestly. But yeah, if you recover this floppy from the secret compartment, I say secret in air quotes, really, but if you... Oh, God. The hand... If you recover this diary, you get a few extra bits here.
Lord Darley's charity luncheon, a society event, £200 a ticket. A bit of a step up for me socially. I was seated with this very pleasant young woman. I would gaze at her at dinner parties in moments when she was distracted. There on her upper lip, the way she exhaled the smoke from a cigarette. I stammered it. I was not certain what I should say. She laughed, though, and seemed charmed. She asked me to call again tomorrow. At 2 a.m. I called once again. She had still not come home, nor did they know where she was. I didn't leave my name. She would not answer me at first. I asked her again. Partygoers glanced curiously in my direction. Candlelight blurred my vision. I'll never forget this. And I will never forgive. I swear it. This is the last time. She would not answer me at first.
Oh, right. It's playing it again now. Anyway, there you go. That's a bit of...
This is really old.
Yes, we've already heard it, Ad. Shut up. Oh my God. Anyway, there you go. There's a little bit of extra insight into Hammond's character. And then there's this over here. This is kind of what we really came here for. Aside from the keycard.
A few weeks after we landed, we went to the summit to put up a crude satellite link.
The mountaintop station is it, then? Last chance.
Yes, Mount Watson is where we are going. It is our final destination, and now we know why. Because there's a satellite uplink there, which we could potentially use to radio someone off this island to get us the hell out of here. Now, this model of the island here is interesting because when they made the game, they actually did make a full 3D model of the island, and that's what they used to base the levels on. They basically pick a point on the island, like the town here, and actually build the level on top of the essentially kind of 3D clay model of the island that they'd made for themselves. So this map you see here is pretty accurate to what you actually see outside the window. It's interesting because it's sort of not an open world, but at the same time could have been. You know, if you removed all those loading screens, it kind of could have been. Anyway.
The main laboratory and administrative buildings. This was where we made our discovery, where the real magic trick happened. When they come to dig up our secrets, they'll come here. The pylons ran for kilometers, one every 100 meters or so. I built them to last. Running east from the plant, they climbed the valley before descending south into the plains. Building the town was hard. Costa Rican contractors were competent people, but they had to be transported, fed, housed, and afterwards bound to silence. May 1989. We began laying foundations on the South Beach for a hotel for visiting scientists and businessmen. A year hence, I thought, the island would be quite famous.
Yeah, but for all the wrong reasons. Yeah, that's where we started, the South Beach up there. Called it the South Beach, but assuming the map is north-facing up, it's not really the South Beach at all, but, you know, whatever. But that's where we started, and then we made our way around up here to the town, and then the rest of the game is essentially us going to be making our way up to the mountain from where we are right now. Although, I don't know how that squares with some of the geography of the later levels, because we will be going sort of down towards the coast again pretty soon, so, I mean, I don't know, actually. These don't really do anything.
May
oh, God.
1989. We began laying foundations on the South Beach for a hotel for visiting scientists and businessmen. A year hence, I thought, the island would be quite famous.
Anyway. Let's grab this keycard. There we go. And stow it, actually, I think, for now. And let's go and go and recover my AK-47, wherever the hell it was I left it. Down here somewhere. Oh no, forget that. Let's go get the little unique gun.
6 left.
The ladies model. Yes. Go and grab this. Probably better off with the AK, really, but screw it. Screw it. Level's almost over anyway. Okay. We get out via here. I can't remember. No, we have to go back.
6 left.
Through the back door again. Okay. Well, this is where we came in. We don't want to go there. We want to go to... this map is useless. We want to go this way, basically, in that direction. I think we've killed all the dinosaurs in this area, but I'm not 100% certain. But as for... I didn't mean to do that.
Rounds.
As for what lies beyond this gate, that's unknown to us at present. Ah, yes, this is our raptor friend we shot earlier on the way in. And there's the gate over there.
6 rounds.
I'm throwing the
6 left.
the gun around right now,
6 left.
just to demonstrate the sounds that occur when you actually...
Sealed off the town, save for a few crucial gates, southward to the lowlands, eastward to the power plant and laboratory.
That's where we're going. But anyway, about those sounds. They called it at the time real-time Foley. That's the sound the name for the sound system they created, because most games of this period, really, like if you picked up an object and maybe threw it in a game, there'd probably be like maybe one sound effect for like you punching a box and a box hitting the floor after you chuck it. And, you know, like, if you've ever played Deus Ex or what have you, you know what I mean? It's sort of like, it sort of sails through the air, but still perfectly upright, and no physics are really involved. Apart from a bit of fake gravity. But when they made this with the physics and stuff, they had to come up with this real-time Foley system, essentially, to basically simulate the sound of various objects being thrown about and bumping into things and rubbing up against stuff and all of this kind of thing. Which is something people had never done before. Again, it's a weird thing we take for granted these days, obviously, but I can remember even in the early days it being an awkward thing to try and accomplish. Again, to draw a comparison with the Elder Scrolls Oblivion, because it's one of the earlier games I can think of playing which had a physics system as well, because it used the Havoc physics engine. But I remember in that game, one of the cool things about it was, hey, you know, it had this really cool physics system, but at the same time, it had really awkward sounds. Particularly when you were chucking sort of glass objects around, like potion bottles and alchemy equipment, anything like that, when you chucked that around, the sounds would glitch out and go very, very weird. It never really sounded quite right. It was a bit awkward. And that's because the sort of equivalent real-time Foley system in that game was kind of balked and strange and didn't really work properly. Not an easy thing to do, but they did a relatively good job of it with this. I am going all the way back here to get my AK, by the way, in case that wasn't obvious. I'm going back to get my AK. And yeah, there's the weird culling at it again. I hesitate to really blame the game for the weird culling, because I think it's probably a side effect of me playing it at a higher resolution than it was really probably designed for. But, you know.
Full clip.
Right. Yeah, let's take this and the ladies model with us now that we've got that gate open. And I will save you the journey back by skipping ahead. Okay. We're ready to proceed beyond. What will we find out here? I wonder. Oh look, a large pixelated dinosaur. Also a floating tree. This was floating really high off the ground. Stand right underneath it. We're past about the halfway point of the game now, and you'll notice that as we get further into it, things start to fall apart at the seams even more than they already have been. Well, if that isn't pretty damn ominous, I don't know what is. That's a very well-timed bit of sound effect there. Oh, hello. And as you can see, we actually have a pair of Tyrannosaurs right here. A male and a female one. Which we need to get past. And I was going to go around that way, but right, the way this has panned out, this little encounter here, it might be better to go this way instead. Although...
On the plane, the heat was extraordinary. Like a solid wall.
Might be a spot of bother here. They're eating right now, you can hear that. Yeah, eating the dead dino they just killed. They might even fight each other. Hopefully they'll do that rather than take an interest in me. Yeah, they are. I think they are fighting each other. You'll see that they only do damage when their mouths are hanging open agape like that, very strangely, because that's essentially the way the dinos work. There's a damage strip in their mouths that only can be exposed to stuff when the dinosaur's mouth is open. So that's why you see raptors and whatnot charging at you with their mouths open and stuff all the time. Speaking of raptors, I could see one right over there. Now, our ammo is... God, they sound so loud. Our ammo is very limited at the moment. I really don't want to encounter that many dinosaurs if I can help it, because it's going to make getting through here pretty difficult. In fact, we'll probably run out of ammo. We will probably run out of ammo at some point along here, and I will have to just leg it and hope for the best. But yeah, another raptor over there who I'd like to I'd quite like to get past without sort of aggravating or activating. Over there. Might be wise to frequently drop saves in this location as well, actually, too, so... Oh, dear, here's another one. I don't think there's going to be a way to get around this fella. And there's another one over there, and another one over there. There's loads of them here. Tons of the buggers. His AI hasn't activated yet. As you can see, he's still frozen. He might remain that way if we're lucky. Now, I think there might be one or two guns scattered around in this area here to help you out a little bit, but generally speaking, nah. They're very, very sparing with the guns in this segment. And very liberal with the quantity of raptors they throw at you as well. I mean, one thing you probably could do, and I've never tried it before, but I suppose it's probably theoretically possible, is you could try and tempt one or more of the T-Rexes over in this direction to deal with the raptors for you, but I think the T-Rex would probably just kill you before you could get over here most of the time, I would imagine. Yeah, please stay frozen, you. Please stay frozen. I do not wish to deal with you or your compadres. The dinosaur AI is very basic in the finished game. I say finished. Again, one of those things you want to say with air quotes on, really. But it was planned to be a lot more involved, shall we say. The dinosaur AI basically was going to have emotional states, like hungry or scared or cautious or what have you, and I'm just sliding down here without any choice in the matter right now. There we go. I don't know what happened here. This is very odd. This is very, very odd indeed. The way the road goes down into that dip there, but whatever. But they never really fully implemented the emotional states for the animals properly. They couldn't get it to work. In fact, one of the developers in an interview with, I think it was Gamasutra, basically said that what would happen is the dinosaurs would constantly flick between the emotional states very, very quickly, which resulted in some really weird behavior. And in some cases, they would flick through it so quickly that the dinosaurs would basically just sit there twitching on the spot repeatedly, like they were having some sort of epileptic fit or something. It was really bizarre. And in the end, yeah, when they were running out of time and had to ship this game out, they just disabled almost all of it. There are some mods that have been able to try and re-implement some of that into the game over the years, but none of it's been terribly successful. Oh, hello, look, those guys down there have already activated. They are not frozen. There's a whole pack of the buggers. Quite deliberately, too, I suspect. Let's interrupt the wonderful music here by saving the game. Oh, is he dead or did he just fall over? I think he's dead. Right. You too.
Almost out. Empty.
Ooh. There we go. And there's another one over there. Probably more than one, actually. Wouldn't surprise me. Can't quite tell where the sounds are coming from, honestly, so... Yeah, there's a pair of them. Okay. And they're stumbling over each other. Let's go ahead and save the game again here. This gun is quite good. Let's see if I can take them both out with it. What you're supposed to do is make a run for it and leg it up there, but I think I've managed to avoid enough of the earlier ones. And be sparing enough with my ammo to actually make this doable.
3.
Yeah, 2 shot in one of these raptors? It's no joke, and we got him with a headshot. And, yeah, okay, we've killed all the ones in the immediate vicinity. This... Basically, because I knew exactly what was coming. I was able to prepare a bit for it in advance, having played this game quite a few times. But there's another gun in here, if you're desperate enough. Don't appear to be able to get that open. I wonder if we can shoot it
6
open.
left. 5, 4.
No. Sometimes things that are being awkward occasionally react a bit better if you shoot them. There's also this lever here, which, again, you can't really do anything with. It doesn't do anything, though. It's just there. Again, probably, it wouldn't surprise me, part of some sort of puzzle that
2 shots.
never made it into the game in the final release. Now then, can I get up here without... Yeah. Oh, sorry, I think I just bumped my microphone. Apologies for that. Now, you can get in there, but... I'm trying to figure out exactly how right now, because I'm not sure without some sort of crate to jump on. In fact, I think that's what we're going to need to do. So let's head over here, because I can already see a crate. Yeah, we kind of mullered all of those raptors, didn't we? I should stress, really, that, like, this is only because I've played the game a lot. When I originally played this actual particular bit of the level was absolutely terrifying, because I couldn't shoot very well. I went through all my ammo quite quickly. And, yeah, I ended up legging it past all the raptors at that final bit to get onto those stairs over there where they can't follow you. Much like old-school Daleks, they don't deal very well with stairs. Oh, come on, we can do this. There we go.
I first met Harold Greenwood in 1992. He was an American, introduced to me as a former Green Beret. He asked a number of questions about the disposition of the InGen technology. Harry claimed to be a friend of my former son-in-law. I liked him. He was confident and dashing.
He must have been scared. He was wounded. He crawled in here, maybe losing blood. Guess he thought it was safe.
Yep.
Feels full.
Nothing else important here other than these 2 Uzis and that little Easter egg of sorts. But I thought I would check it out anyway for you folks viewing at home. Now we want to make our way up here to the top of this, I guess it's a dam, right? Something like that. Obviously, again, it's all dried up. It's much easier to just jump up these, because... Anne doesn't have quite as much difficulty with stairs as the raptors do, but she still is completely flawless when it comes to traversing them. And okay, here we go. We get across here, back onto this road, and that will basically be the end of the level, just up there. And yes, we can see Mount Watson just towering over us there. It's interesting as well that the view distance seems to be quite selective. Because we can see that big old mountain in the distance, but we can't see very far in that direction. Entirely by design, I'm sure. They wanted you to be able to see that in the background. In fact, you know what? I'm going to have these
8 shots
instead of the Uzis, because the Uzis are fun, but they're a bit rubbish.
Left.
Yes, I know. I went through all that trouble to get them, and now I've just thrown them away. Yes, I see you up there, majestically standing on your little promontory. Get these sights lined up relatively sensibly. Come on, we can do this. We can do it. We can do it, Ant. It's fine. It's a problem with my mouse more than anything else, really. Whatever, that's close enough. Go. I'm sure in the original envisioning of this level he was supposed to jump down on top of you, but no, not in this case. You could probably fall off if you wanted to, mind you. The dinos still don't take falling damage. The reason for that being, I think, as I said before, they ended up accidentally hurting themselves all the time with falling damage turned on.
2, 1.
But like, again with the Oblivion comparisons, I know I've played the game a lot, and it suffers from similar problems, so it's a good example to go to. I've done like 3 Oblivion Let's Plays on this channel, so that's why I keep mentioning it. But again, you will have noticed if you've ever played that game, you get chased by like a wolf or something, and it runs off the side of a steep hill and then just falls to its death. Yeah, I suspect that the raptors in this game did that a lot, especially with their jumping animations factored into it too. And after a brief loading screen, which I have to edit out due to recording shenanigans reasons,
Around 10.
we're on the next level. And as you can hear,
8 shots.
there is a rather large dinosaur
10 shots.
over in this direction here. Another T-Rex, in case it wasn't obvious. I think we encounter every single one of the 7 Tyrannosaurs on the island that Hammond mentioned earlier in this game. We've already encountered 3 of them. This guy is number 4. There he is. It's going to be tricky because I think on account of my farting around there with the guns and talking, he's already killed what it was he was hunting, which means he might take a bit of an interest in me. What was he hunting? That's the question. Looks like it might have been a Triceratops. It's hard to say. However, he's pointing in my direction and I don't like it. Let's just go. He's managed to, yeah, it's a Triceratops. He's managed to get pointing upright against a tree somehow. And he's having difficulty figuring it out now. I've never seen him do that before. There's a bit of emergent gameplay for you there. Emergent gameplay was definitely one of the goals of this game, it has to be said. To have no two playthroughs ever be quite exactly the same. For players to kind of come across and invent things that the developers never came up with. A lot of the people who worked on this game formerly worked at Looking Glass Studios, who worked on Thief and the System Shock games. And that was one of their big design sort of priorities, if you like. It was that kind of thing. Try to chuck this over there. There we go. Right. Keycard thing here is busted and we don't have a keycard anyway. There is a keypad though. And again, this is stuff being written backwards. In this case, it makes sense because it's written there for the driver to view in the mirror. So what we want is 8101. Ugh. Preferably before the damn T-Rex turns up. There we go. He won't follow us through here. We're safe now. You know, safe as we ever are in this game anyway. He finds it very difficult to negotiate his way past the bus and the and that little keypad bit there, you see. So anyway,
Main harbour for Site B.
hello. Dead? I think it might be dead. Now then, the way out of this place is just right here. Leads up to the labs, hence the little cartoon DNA man sign there. However, the keypad is busted, but the key card slot isn't. We need to find a green key card, which is, hello, around here somewhere. Clever girl. Clever-ish.
6.
You're not really doing your species much credit right now, it's got to be said.
5. 4.
Ah, and this needs a white key card, which is handily on the floor here.
Hasn't been used.
I suppose I'll take it. Although, of course, we do have to do this. There's quite a lot of guns on this level. I'm not too worried about screwing up and wasting ammunition. Ah, case in point, there's one right there. In fact, I'm going to have that because this is
8
better.
shots.
Now then, in fact, I will grab this temporarily because we're going to need to do this. Remember I mentioned in the last level you could knock some of the trailers over? Well, there you go. And my raptor friend here is acting as a handy stepping stone. And we jump across here. And we jump onto the bus. And we jump along here. And we jump into here. We will find the green key card. And just like that, we can progress through that gate if we want to. If we were speedrunning this game, certainly that's probably what we'd do, but we're not, so I've left it on the roof, haven't I? Class. Well, I'm going to go get it later anyway, so I just want to jump up there and make sure it's actually there and hasn't clipped into anything. But, yeah, it would be a bit boring if I just went straight through there now, so we are going to explore the rest of this level. And in this particular case, I think we will actually find some hints scattered around as to where the keycard can be found. In fact, there's more than one green keycard in this level. There's actually another one up in that direction, one of those big warehouses over there, I think. But I've always found this one first. Yeah, I hear you down there, Mr. Raptor, wherever you are. Anyway. I'm going to chuck that down there and we'll get it later. For now, though,
8 left.
there is a dino around here somewhere who apparently wants to die. So... Though I can't tell exactly where they are because I don't have any sort of surround sound here to work with.
The smells of salt water and gasoline.
He sounds like he's stuck on something. Is he inside one of these, perhaps? I don't know. It's quite hard to find him and kill him, honestly, but he's just not making his presence known to us. So, oh, hello, there's you. Was it you this entire time? Possibly. You look a little bit stuck. Yeah, he's in a spot of bother, isn't he? Oh my god. There we go. Yeah, he managed to clip into the
5 rounds left.
the barrier there. You see his poor neck. It was all bent backwards and out of shape, and what a mess.
They
Now-
never expected this. Hammond thought this would be here forever.
He did. In his hubris. There's a special gun up here.
Feels full.
This thing. I have no idea what this gun is called. It's a funky looking one, though. It's got this big tube magazine on the top. It's basically terrible. It has quite a bit of ammo,
Clip.
as you can see. Ah. Shooting this thing makes it turn around and might eventually fall over.
About half.
Interesting.
Nearly empty.
Anyway, I felt happy to waste all that ammo there because that gun is awful. It has loads of ammo,
5 shots.
but the actual damage of the shots is pitiful. Really, really rubbish. So I didn't intend to actually use it. But there you go. I've discovered that you can knock the crane over slightly by shooting it a few times. That's interesting. I wonder if you can knock it off completely with enough force. Probably. I don't really know. Now then. Got a few bits and bobs over here, including this big office building which needs a yellow keycard. I believe we'll find the yellow keycard in here.
8 left.
But
7.
we have to make a hole. There it is. Yeah, see, that door's stuck. That's why I had to go through the window. And that one's stuck as well, I believe. Now, you may be able to hear him already, but T-Rex number 4 is around here. Luckily, as ever, there's no dinos indoors, so we're safe in there. But yes, Tyrannosaurus number 4 is around the back of here somewhere. There's a Stegosaurus. Not playing Warhammer, are we? There he is. Shuffling along. She is there, I should say, really, because I think the brown one is the female one. Actually, it might be the other way around, actually. I think that might be the male one, and the greenish-coloured one from the films is the female one. Either way, it doesn't really matter that much.
A scene from the end of the world.
Yes.
8 left.
As you can see, there's plenty of guns in this place. There's a few more guns and stuff up on these other bits if you really feel like doing a lot of platforming and jumping around up there. I don't.
5 shots.
I'll say that right now.
8 shots.
There actually might be enough guns in this area to theoretically kill that Tyrannosaurus outside. This might be one of the few areas of the game where you can actually do it. I'm also kind of curious as to whether or not he'll pick a fight with this Stegosaurus. It might be a good point to save the game, having said that, but you know. Look at those goofy animations. Just running around with his mouth hanging open. But that's how they do damage, so. And yeah, he's pretty much one-shotted that Stegosaurus. Fair enough. Anyway, we'll leave you to your lunch and head inside here. This office building here. To the sounds of crunching and swallowing outside. Not sure what this is meant to be exactly. Oh, it's some sort of clock. Kind of looks like a chess clock type thing almost, but yeah. Anyway.
Looks like the contents of a warehouse.
Yep. Bay 11 arrived. Victory Enterprises. There's the shipper and warehouse B. It looks like dinosaurs in that one. Bulk food. Yeah. Yes, I hear you out there. You're not getting in. Although I should probably be careful because dinosaurs, particularly the T-Rex, actually has been known to stick its head clean through through walls from time to time. Terribly well designed cubicles, those must be said. It's not an awful lot in this place, to be fair. Exit. Yeah, I don't really fancy going out there right now with what's his face hanging around out there. And there's this door, which is a bit of a pain in the arse to open. And again, nothing much else here.
8 shots.
Please get out of the door, thank you. Now then, there should be stairs. Here we go.
2 German technicians were accused of conspiring to walk out with crucial research materials.
I don't think he's going to elaborate on that, by the way.
They planned to breach the main computer vault and remove some of the data stored there. No proof was ever found.
I tell a lie.
Atlantic. Good luck. Amateurs.
Yeah. Cards in the Atlantic. The shipping container I found the card in earlier, it's got Atlantic written on the side. That's how you figure that out, basically. Unless you accidentally do it. Physics, everybody! Physics.
8 shots. 8 shots.
Come on.
8 shots.
Part of me is actually a little bit curious as to what might have happened if I'd fired the gun while it was still stuck in the door. Worst case scenario, probably a crash to desktop, honestly. Oh, okay, what's going on here? Am I a bit stuck? I seem to be a bit stuck on something. There we go. Don't know what happened there. Just a bit of good old Trespasser magic. Oh, good, another empty room. This was totally worth it. I think that's really it for this place. There's not much else here to see or do. I will give it credit, though. The interiors of the buildings perfectly match up with the exteriors because there's no loading screen between them. Something that, again, I suppose we take for granted these days, but you will probably note if you've played games of the era, particularly games which involved exteriors and interiors. I'm thinking in terms of like Arena, Daggerfall, Morrowind, anything like that. Yeah, interiors don't often match up with exteriors. It's kind of, you have a TARDIS effect going on, and this game manages to avoid that. Right. Let's skedaddle and get through that gate. Although, folks, as I leave you with the sounds of a T-Rex enjoying his or her lunch right now in the distance. There's another warehouse over there which we could go and explore, but again, I think it only has more guns in it and not much else. As I leave you to these wonderful sound effects in the distance, and by wonderful I mean kind of horrifying, we will have to come back next time as we continue up the hill towards the lab. Hello there! Surprise guest star at the end there, folks. Jumped out like, well, hey, it's me! How you doing? Yeah. We're going to get that gate open and we're going to go up the hill to the lab. Next time, everybody. Hope you enjoyed watching this glitchy mess in all its glory. And I hope you'll join me next time as well. There you go. See, look, Atlantic Transportation. Just on the side there. Anyway, there's the green key card before I forget. Ladies and gents, thanks very much. I'll see you next time.